Earth Day. The beautiful sun is shining. Monkey is happy. It's nice outside. And hopefully you guys can take a walk and enjoy nature, being safe, 6 feet apart, social distancing, facial covering if you go anywhere near people. But it's a beautiful day. So we're going to talk about Earth Day, and both of our books have an Earth Day theme. And the other reason it is really, really special, if you notice, there's someone sitting right next to me virtually right now, my good friend, Crystal Ball, who's the host of Hill TV's show, The Rising, but she's much more than that. She is a professional storyteller because she's a mommy and she does this a lot. So hi, Crystal.
Hi, thank you for having me. I'm very excited to be with you all.
Yeah, this is and Crystal is our first virtual guest. So we're keeping true to the social distancing and making sure that we keep everybody safe. And so we're really happy that she's here. So when you see me turning, because I'm looking at you right now, I have her right here. So I want to make sure when she's reading, I can see the book. So that's what the computer's for. So welcome back. This is day 24, Crystal. Can you believe that? I've been doing this every weekday for 24 days, which is about 5 weeks.
I mean, it's crazy. And then on the other hand, it feels like a lifetime since we've started all of this coronavirus stuff. So I hope everybody who's watching is staying safe, and I'm sure that these story times are helping everybody get through the week.
Yeah, we've heard back from a lot of parents, caregivers, grandmas, kids, that they look forward to the 30-minute break, but also the stories are fun. And we've incorporated like singing and, finger play, and we have great partnerships with some arts organizations. So we do a lot of fun stuff, and we get to have cool guests like you. So thank you again for coming on.
Well, I'm very excited, and it is a special day because it's Earth Day, so I get to read one of my favorite stories, the Lorax, so I'm pretty pumped about that.
Yes, the Lorax is so cool. And I hope your little people, I hope you told them to tune in. So if not, the good thing about this is it will be posted on my Instagram story, but also on Facebook on Councilmember Jawando. It stays there, so you can view all the old story times, and as well as today, if you want to watch it any other time during the day.
Very
so
cool.
We're going to do our welcome song, Crystal, and I really would love for you to participate in our Storytime welcome song. So I'll do it the first time, and maybe you can join in on the second round. Does that work?
We'll see.
It's very simple. It's very simple, and all of our folks know that our returning folks know. And I'm going to give you guys a shout out right now. So we do 2 things when we start. We talk about the theme for the day, and then we say hi to everyone. We give shout out to anyone who typed a message to us the previous day. So I'm going to do that. And then we say hi to everybody with our welcome song. So first, I would like to say hi and thank you to Zahenia, to Brandon, to Christiana, to Evan, to Nuri, to CJ, to Olivia, to Elijah, to Kiera, to Ariana, to Ashley, to Luke, to Luciano, and to Robin. Thank you all for joining us yesterday, and I hope you're back today. And as always, hi to my little people, Aaliyah, Addison, Ava, William, and to my beautiful wife, Michelle. So do you want to say hi to anybody?
Well, I have to say hi to my little people.
Yes.
My not so little Ella, who's 12, my little Lolo, we call him, who's 6, and my little baby girl, Ida Rose. Hi, guys. Love you.
Hi. That was awesome. All right. So now we say hi to everybody, and I'll demonstrate first. It's not, don't worry. Crystal's, once she sees this, she won't be scared, guys. All right. So we say hi. We welcome everyone. We say, we clap and sing hello. We clap and sing hello. With our friends at Storytime, we clap and sing hello. We wave and sing hello. We wave and sing hello. With our friends at Storytime, we wave and sing hello. Deep voice, we stop and sing hello. We stop and sing hello. With our friends at Storytime, we stop and sing hello. All right, do you want to try? Are you down for that?
Yeah, I mean, if I'm gonna have a partner here, absolutely.
You have a partner.
I did not agree to singing. I just want to state that up front. But for you, council member, I will happily do it.
I will give you an out. If you don't want to, I can do the second verse.
No, let's do it.
All right. So we clap and sing hello, we wave and sing hello, and we stop and sing hello. All right. Ready?
All right. Ready.
We clap and sing hello.
We
clap and say hello. With our friends in story time,
we clap and say hello.
We wave
and say hello.
We wave
and say hello.
With our friends in story time,
we wave and say hello.
We stop and sing hello. We stop and say hello. We stop with our friends in story time. We stop and say hello.
Don't worry
All
about
right.
See how it goes next time.
I'll see how that looked. I don't know how with the delay and everything, but hopefully it was okay. All right. So welcome everybody. All right, I'm going to read our first book, which is, and we do 2 books every time. So our first book today is called On Earth. And this is written and illustrated by G. Brian Karras, and it's used with the permission of G.P. Putnam's and Sons books. So we thank them for allowing us to read this book. And then, so I'll read this. I'll do the next song alone, and then Crystal will read her book, which is a very cool book. She wins on the cool book today, but this is a good one too. All right. So follow along, everybody. On Earth. We all are on Earth, right? This says, for Brooke and Rick, with special thanks to Carl Mayer. Remember, we talk about in books, people dedicate to them, their books to people a lot of the time. On Earth, we go for a giant ride in space, spinning like a merry-go-round. That's what the Earth is doing. The Earth spins on its axis and circles the sun in a great sweep. Did you learn that in school? That the Earth is spinning all the time? That's how we get night and day in the years, right? We face the sun in its light and warmth as we live our days. I'm gonna get some warm sun today. See the sunflowers? Shadows get long as day rolls into night. See the shadows? At night, we turn away from the sun and see a universe of stars and planets. While we dream of what we can do tomorrow. Whoa, look at this page. While we sleep, we also travel in an orbit around the sun, so that by the time we get back to where we started, we're 1 year older. Did you know that? From the time you have your birthday to the time you have your other birthday, we've orbited all the way around the sun. That's what a year is. That's what we base it on. We count months as we grow. In 12 months, a year has gone by. What else happens? Don't you get taller sometimes? I think that usually happens. Years go by, day by day. We count them with calendars and candles. Anyone have a birthday this month? Tell me if you have a birthday. Post on our page. We'll say happy birthday. The Earth tilts on its axis. When we lean toward the sun, we're warmer. When we lean away, we're colder. What do you think those months are called? Winter, maybe, and summer. Seasons in the northern hemisphere: spring, winter, autumn, summer. So depending on how far you are from the sun. Our seasons change from summer to autumn and winter to spring. What are we in right now? Spring, that's right, on our way to summer. When the Earth's top side leans away from the sun, there is winter above the equator and summer below. It's that line right there, the equator line, that's the imaginary line in the middle of the Earth. In winter, the days get shorter and the nights are longer. By spring, the days get filled with sunlight. You know, it stays light, you can stay outside longer now. We spin and we circle, rotate and revolve, but we don't fall off. Gravity holds us to the ground, to the earth. Gently, slowly, around and around, we hold out our arms as we glide through the universe. It's like a fun ride. We fly through space as night becomes day, summer becomes winter, and years go by. The sun, see this Earth here? And these are the other planets that are all rotating around the sun. And this is just showing you what the Earth looks like, a ball. The end. So that's a little bit about Earth on Earth Day. So what do you think? How did I do, Crystal?
It was great. I learned some things. I got the questions right. I knew it was spring, so I'm proud of myself.
Good job. Good job.
And you know what? Right. Spring is my favorite time of year because you get to see all the animals coming back out and the days start to get longer and the flowers start to grow. I love all of that. So spring is one of my favorite times of year.
Me too. Me too. It's like new life and new beginning. And we've actually been talking about a lot on the show, on the Storytime, that this is hard time because we're trying to keep people safe and keep people inside. But seeing spring happen and being able to go outside with your family, you know, staying socially distanced and do a walk or ride your bike is a good way to kind of, you know, get outside and enjoy the beauty of nature and realize that we're not going to have to do this forever. This is what we're doing for now to keep people safe. So. Yep.
That's what we've been doing with my family too. My little one has learned to pedal her bike. She's still got the training wheels on, but they've been getting out on their bikes and their scooters, and everybody's staying safe. So that's hope awesome. You guys are doing the same at home. We are.
All right. So your book is almost up. I'm going to do this one by myself. I won't subject you to this one, but we sing another song that is one of our favorites. It's the hand washing song, and it's great because it reminds us anytime, but especially right now, when we're trying to make sure we keep people safe and we don't pass on any germs or virus, that we wash our hands. And so this reminds us what to do when we wash our hands. And so if you heard it before, sing along. If not, I'm going to do it twice, and you can do it the second time. And if we do this, our hands are clean at the end. So this will be a cool one. My kids have, since I've been doing it for 24 days, they do it now. So I've like, if I've done nothing else, I've taught them how to wash their hands. All right, it goes like this. Tops and bottoms, in between. Rub them all together. Now they're clean. Remember, we have to do it twice. Tops and bottoms, in between. Rub them all together, scrub them all together. Now they're clean. There we go. Hand washing song. All right. So now, with no further ado, it is my honor to introduce Crystal Ball to read The Lorax, which is written and illustrated by Dr. Seuss and used with the permission of Random House Books for Young Readers.
Yes, the late and great, one of my absolute favorites, and not just favorites, children's author, but favorite author in general, Dr. Seuss. And this is one of my favorite stories. I'm going to pull it up, share my screen here so everybody can see it. I read this one all the time to my little guys. It's a little bit on the longer side, but it is such a great story that is truly one of our favorites, and with a great message.
Short book and a long book, so you got the long book.
There you go. Works out then. All right, can you see it, Will? Is it up on the screen? We're good to go?
I can see it, yes.
All right, everybody.
I don't know if there's a way to zoom
This is the Lorax. At the far end of town, where the grickle grass grows and the wind smells slow and sour when it blows, and no birds ever sing, excepting old crows, is the street of the listed Lorax. Oh, hold on, why is it? There we go. I skipped a page there. And deep in the grickle grass, some people say, if you look deep enough, you can still see today where the Lorax once stood, just as long as it could, before somebody lifted the Lorax away. What was the Lorax, and why was it there? And why was it lifted and taken somewhere? From the far end of town where the grickle grass grows, the old Onceler still lives here. Ask him, he knows. You won't see the Onceler. Don't knock at his door. He stays in his lurkum on top of his door. He lurks in his lurkum cold under the roof where he makes his own clothes out of mist-muffered moose. And on special dank midnights in August, he peeks out of the shutters and sometimes he speaks and tells how the Lorax was lifted away. He'll tell you perhaps, if you're willing to pay. On the end of a rope, he lets down a tin pail and you have to toss in 15 cents and a nail and the shell of a great grandfather snail. Then he hides what you paid him away in his snub, his secret strange hole in his groovyless glove. Then he pulls up the pail, makes a most careful count to see if you've paid him the proper amount. Then he grunts, I will call you by whispermaphone, for the secrets I tell are for your ears alone, just for you all. Slop, down slops the whispermaphone to your ear, and the old Onceler's whispers are not very clear since they have to come down through a snurgly hose, and he sounds as if he had smallish bees up his nose. Now I'll tell you, he says, with his teeth sounding gray, how the Lorax got lifted and taken away. It all started way back, such a long time back, way back in the days when the grass was still green and the pond was still wet and the clouds were still clean and the song of the Swami swans rang out in space. One morning, I came to this glorious place and I first saw the trees, the truffula trees, the bright colored tufts of the truffula trees, mile after mile in the fresh morning breeze. So pretty.
Yes.
And under the trees, I saw brown barbaloots frisking about in their barbaloot suits as they played in the shade and ate truffula fruits. From the riculous pond came the comfortable sound of the humming fish humming while splashing around. But those trees, those truffula trees, all my life I'd been searching for trees such as these. The touch of their tufts was much softer than silk, and they had the sweet smell of fresh butterfly milk. I felt a great leaping of joy in my heart. I knew just what I'd do. I unloaded my cart. In no time at all, I had built a small shop. Then I chopped down a truffula tree with one chop. And with great skillful skill and with great speedy speed, I took the soft tuft and I kneaded a sneed. He made a sneed. The instant I'd finished, I heard a gazump. I looked, I saw something pop out of the stump of the tree I'd chopped down. It was sort of a man. Describe him? That's hard. I don't know if I can. He was shortish and oldish and brownish and mossy, and he spoke with a voice that was sharpish and bossy. Mister, he said with a sawdusty sneeze, I am the Lorax. I speak for the trees. I speak for the trees have no tongues. And I'm asking you, sir, at the top of my lungs. He was very upset as he shouted and puffed, what's that thing you've made out of my truffula tuft? Look, Lorax, I said, there's no cause for alarm. I chopped just one tree. I am doing no harm. I'm being quite useful. This thing is a sneed. A sneed's a fine something that all people need. It's a shirt, it's a sock, it's a glove, it's a hat, but it has other uses. Yes, far beyond that. You can use it for carpet, for pillows, for sheets, or curtains, or covers for bicycle seats. The Lorax said, sir, you are crazy with greed. There is no one on earth who would buy that fool sneed. What do you think, Will? Are they going to buy it?
I don't know. We're going to find out. I think I would.
But the very next minute, I proved he was wrong. For just at that minute, a chap came along, and he thought that the sneed I had knitted was great. He happily bought it for $3.98. I laughed at the Lorax. You poor stupid guy. You never can tell what some people will buy. Well, isn't that true? I repeat, cried the Lorax, I speak for the trees. I'm busy, I told him. Be quiet if you please. I rushed across the room and in no time at all built a radio phone. I put in a quick call. I called all my brothers and uncles and aunts and I said, listen here, here's a wonderful chance for the whole Onceler family to get mighty rich. Get over here fast, take the road to North Niche, turn left at Weehawken, sharp right at South Stitch. And in no time at all, in the factory I built, the whole Onceler family was working full tilt. We were all knitting sneeds, just as busy as bees, to the sound of the chopping of truffula trees. Then, oh baby, oh, how my business did grow. Now chopping one tree at a time was too slow. So I quickly invented my super axe hacker, which whacked off 4 truffula trees at one smacker. No. We were making sneeds 4 times as fast as before. And that Lorax, he didn't show up anymore. Oh boy, chopping down all the trees. But the next week, he knocked on my new office door. He snapped, I'm the Lorax who speaks for the trees, which you seem to be chopping as fast as you please. But I'm also in charge of the brown barbaloots who played in the shade in their barbaloot suits and happily lives eating truffula fruits. Now, thanks to your hacking my trees to the ground, there's not enough truffula fruit to go round. And my poor barbaloots are all getting the crummies because they have gas and no food in their tummies. Poor brown barbaloots.
So cute.
They loved living here, but I can't let them stay. They'll have to find food, and I hope that they may. Good luck, boys, he cried, and he sent them away. I, the Onceler, felt sad as I watched them all go, but business is business, and business must grow, regardless of crummies and tummies, you know.
We do that a lot.
Yes, we do. Sad but true. I meant no harm. I most truly did not, but I had to grow bigger, so bigger I got. I biggered my factory, I biggered my roads, I biggered my wagons, I biggered the loads of the sneeds I shipped down. I was shipping them forth to the south, to the east, to the west, to the north. I went right on biggering, selling more sneeds, and I biggered my money, which everyone needs. Then again, he came back. I was fixing some pipes when that old nuisance Lorax came back with more gripes. I am the Lorax, he coughed and he whiffed. He sneezed and he snuffled, he snargled, he sniffed. I hope he was coughing into his elbow. Onceler, he cried with a crufulous croak. Onceler, you're making such smogulous smoke. My poor swami swans, why, they can't sing a note. No one can sing who has smog in his throat. And so, said the Lorax, please pardon my cough. They cannot live here, so I'm sending them off. Where will they go? I don't hopefully know. They may have to fly for a month or a year to escape from the smog that you've smogged up around here. What's more, snapped the Lorax, his dander was up. Let me say a few words about gluppity glup. Your machinery chugs on day and night without stop, making gluppity glup and also schloppity schlop. What do you do with this leftover goo? Oh, I'll show you, you dirty old onceler man, you. He is not being good to the earth. You are glumping the pond where the humming fish hummed. No more can they hum, for their gills are all gummed. So I'm sending them off. Oh, their future is dreary. They'll walk on their fins and get woefully weary in search of some water that isn't so smeary. And then I got mad. I got terribly mad. I yelled at the Lorax. Now listen here, Dad. All you do is yap and say bad, 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 bad. Well, I have my rights, sir, and I'm telling you, I intend to go on doing just what I do. And for your information, you Lorax, I'm figuring on biggering and biggering and biggering and biggering, turning more truffula trees into sneeze, which everyone needs. Oh boy, doesn't care about the animals or anything. And at that very moment, we heard a loud whack. From outside in the field came a sickening smack of an axe on a tree. Then we heard the tree fall, the very last truffula tree of them all. They're all gone. No more trees, no more sneeds, no more work to be done. So in no time, my uncles and aunts, everyone, all waved me goodbye. They jumped into my cars and drove away under the smoke-smuggered stars. Well, I'm gonna grab a drink of water really quick.
Yes, I'll continue. Now, all that was left beneath the bad-smelling sky was my big empty factory, the Lorax and I.
All right, I'm back.
I finished that page for you. Team players here.
The Lorax said nothing, just gave me a glance.
I got it.
Just gave me a very sad backward glance as he lifted himself by the seat of his pants. And I'll never forget the grim look on his face when he hoisted himself and took leave of this place through a hole in the smog without leaving a trace.
And all that the Lorax left here in this mess was a small pile of rocks with the one word, unless. Whatever that meant, well, I just couldn't guess. That was long, long ago, but each day since that day, I've sat here and worried away through the years with my buildings. While my buildings have fallen apart, I've worried about it with all of my heart.
But now, says the Onceler, now that you're here, the word of the Lorax seems perfectly clear. Unless someone like you cares a whole awful lot, nothing is going to get better. It's not. So, catch, calls the Onceler, and he lets something fall. It's a truffula seed. It's the last one of all. You're in charge of the last of the truffula seeds. And truffula trees are what everyone needs. Plant a new truffula, treat it with care. Give it clean water and feed it fresh air. Grow a forest, protect it from axes that hack. Then the Lorax and all of his friends may come back. There he is.
Very good. Thank you for reading that. So, little people, and all size people, that was a great reminder. Our two books. So the first book was all pretty and about the beautiful earth. And the second book really reminds us that we need to protect the earth, and that we only have one earth. And whether it's our trees or our air or our water or recycling, we need to do our part to keep it safe and keep it clean. What did you get from those two books?
I think that's exactly right. First one, we learned a lot about the earth, and then we found out that it's up to all of us. And by the way, for those of you who are kids out there, especially you all are going to be the ones to make sure you're protecting our truffula trees and all the wonderful things that we get to enjoy with ourselves and our families. So
that's so right.
One of my favorites.
And it reminded me too, because I've read it before, but like how everything is connected, right? So did you see how not only did the trees provide a great landscape, but they actually provided shade or comfort and housing and food and a whole bunch of things to different people. So our earth is so interconnected, so we have to be very careful. That was cool.
That's right.
So I'm going to say thank you, Crystal. I really am so glad that you did this. This was our first guest. I couldn't think of a better person, someone with a lot of kids like me. And I hope you'll come back. You know, the one of the things that we've committed to do is to do this every day, every weekday, while the libraries are closed. Storytime is a great resource that our Montgomery County Public Libraries and all libraries provide. And they're not able to do it now. So we thought we would do our part to help. And so we're going to be doing this as long as the libraries are closed. So who knows how long that will be, but hopefully not super long, but we're going to be here until that happens. So maybe you'll have the chance to come back.
I would love to. It was my pleasure and my honor. It's so much fun to join you and all of your friends out there who are watching.
Awesome. Thank you so much. So I'm going to sing our goodbye song by myself because I heard from my staff that we were very off key and not synced up when we sang it last time. And also let Crystal drink some water because she had the hard job today. This was nice for me. I got to actually listen to a story, which I normally don't get to do in story time. But I'm glad I was able to chip in a little bit, help each other out. See, I helped. She needed some water. I helped out.
Thank you for that, Will.
No problem. All right. We clap goodbye like this. We clap goodbye like this. With our friends, it's story time. We clap goodbye like this. We wave goodbye like this. We wave goodbye like this. With our friends, it's story time. We wave goodbye like this. Have a good day, everybody. Tomorrow we have our project. Bye.